Today on All Out Brick, we're going to be taking a look at the Bionicle set Takanuva. We're going to build the set and then give it a review and a score. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Christian from All Out Brick. Welcome to another Ussanui Monday. As always, the best way to tag along with us every week is to subscribe and turn on notifications. This week, we're going to be looking at set 8596, Takanuva. Takanuva is the last of the 4 Titan sets that we're reviewing from 2003. I am super excited to build this, and judging from the previous comments to other reviews, seems like everyone that's been watching these videos are really excited for Takanuva too. Takanuva is our very highly prophesized 7th Toa that was going to be arriving on Ussanui. The Toa and the Matoran and the Turaga did not know how he was going to arrive, if it would be like the canisters like the other Toa, and we see these events play out in Bionicle with the Mask of Light. Spoiler alert, it's been long enough. Takanuva is really just the growth of Takua, who turns into the Toa of Light. We see this in Bionicle with the Mask of Light, and we get to see Takua fight the Makuta in really, I guess, a game of Koli, and it brings this whole closure to the 2001 to 2003 arc of Bionicle. On the front of the box, we have an image of Takanuva and his bike. There's also a close-up image that shows the included extra mask. In the bottom right corner, we have an image of Takanuva riding the bike. The main background is kind of like the other Titan sets with the Mask of Shadows and the Mask of Light and the Ussanui silhouette. And in the bottom left, we have ages 9+, the set number, and it has 197 pieces. On the back of the box, there's 3 different images of Takanuva on the bike. This really just shows the different flipping out functions that the bike can perform to flip between the landed mode and the flight mode. In the bottom left corner, it's a little bit different. This time the combination model that's highlighted is Takanuva. This is of course composed of Takanuva and Makuta. We're going to get to that next week on Ussanui Monday. It's just highlighted and teased in this set right here. And on the left side of the box, nothing new, just the 4 different Titan sets that you can buy from 2003. Now let's go ahead and get started with the build. After a 17-minute build, I now have the completed Takanuva and his Ussanui bike. Let's first take a look at Takanuva. Takanuva has a very appealing color scheme if you ask me. He's got this all-white body and then the gold armor and the gold mask to go on top of it. It's a very different look from the other Toa Nuva, and I just think it really stands out. Of course, he should stand out. He's the 7th Toa and everything, but they really nailed his color scheme here to make him really look like the Toa of Light. I think there's no mistaking that when you look at his appearance. He includes this weapon staff. It's got a pretty nice mold to it. I like it. It's also included in the Makuta set that we saw in the previous Ussanui Monday. It's included again here as a part of Takanuva's staff, and this staff can also clip onto the back of Takanuva. There's an axle pin on his back that it just slots into. We'll see why that's there a little bit later, but aside from what it's used for later on, like with the vehicle, it can snap on there kind of like he's holstering it on his back. I think this is a nice inclusion, something we really haven't seen before in Bionicle. Just like the Toa Nuva, Takanuva has a simple gear function that's a part of his build. If you turn the large gear on his back, it swings his arm up and down, which is carrying the staff. A little bit of motion in here, always nice to see. One of my favorite parts about the Takanuva Toa himself is that his mask is different from any mask we've seen before, and I think it teases the future of what we're going to see in Bionicle. Takanuva's mask attaches via an actual Technic axle that's molded into the mask. Normally this is just a small Lego stud that we see. However, now it seems like Legos realize this is a much better way to attach the masks so that they don't fall off while you're playing with them. I know the whole mask falling off was a big gimmick with the 2001 Rahi, so it makes sense why they had it back then for all of the masks, but it seems like now they've kind of realized okay, let's make sure the masks don't fall off and that they can just stay on the Toa's heads, and this is what we're going to do from now on. I think this is a great solution. The head mold already accounts for having axles put into it, so it's just a really perfect solution in my mind. Takanuva also comes with a bonus mask, which is a transparent and slightly glittered version of the Mask of Light. This is supposed to represent the Mask of Light while it's actually in use. Personally, that's not what I see. It just kind of looks like a nice, cool, collectible, transparent mask, and I like it either way, whether it looks like it or not. I think it's an awesome collectible mask, and I'm really glad that they decided to include it. Shows that they really cared about making this product as good as they could. Moving on to the vehicle included with this set, this is called the Ussanui. This is, of course, what transports Takanuva to Makuda's lair in Bionicle, the Mask of Light. Very nice looking bike. I love the look that it gives off. Honestly, I'm surprised. If you know me, you'll know that I'm generally not a fan when there's a ton of silver in sets. This bike does have a ton of silver across the board here, and honestly, I think it really works. I think it looks fantastic in this sense because I think it gives the Ussanui this super grand look, very prestigious look that is pretty necessary for how climactic it is as a part of the Bionicle storyline. It really just looks great from front to back, flows beautifully from the front of the model all the way through the back. Doesn't look like there's like different sections of the bike. It really just feels like it's one complete vehicle transport. So I think they knocked this design completely out of the park. Fantastic job here, Lego. A small detail that I really appreciate, and anyone I think who's seen the Mask of Light will really appreciate with the Ussanui design, is that they included a gray How mask on the front of the vehicle. If you watch the Mask of Light, you know that this is Joller's lifeless mask that Holly puts on the front of the bike. Now, take it how you will with that. What's going on here, Takua or Takanuva is taking his recently dead friend's face and putting it on his bike before he rams it into the Makuda's lair. Yeah, I'm not sure the whole thematic elements of the film at that point, but nevertheless, pretty interesting, and I'm glad that they included it with this set. They very well could have said, no, we already gave you the gold mask and an exclusive glitter transparent mask, and they said, no, we'll include the gray mask as well. This really goes to show that this set is like the culmination of, they just said, you know what, this is the big one. This is what we really want to deliver on and make this as good as we can, and they certainly did. They didn't leave small details out. It's a nice little callback to the movie. The biggest aesthetic standout to me of this set are the 6 Roxy capsules that are spread out across the bike. You can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong with this assumption, but to me, what it feels like they're trying to go after here is that the 6 capsules represent the 6 Roxy that they defeated, and they use those parts to build the Ussanui. Of course, you see the Toa of Light assembling it in the movie. I'm not sure if that's right or not, or if they were just like, hey, this looks good. It's just, to me, it feels like it's not a coincidence that there's exactly 6 of the Roxy capsules just after they defeated the 6 Roxy. So yeah, you can let me know if I'm wrong or right about that. Hope I'm right. This set includes 2 big play features, the first of which is this nice little mechanism that is on the Ussanui bike. By flipping this red piece up and down, it enacts this mechanism that flips the bike from being like its landed mode to being in flight mode. It's a very simple, but in my mind, effective mechanism because it's very distinct what's going on here. As soon as you see them flip down, it's like, okay, bike's landing. As soon as they flip up, it's very clear that the bike is going to take off into flight. This is a great job by Lego, this design. It's not too complicated. They didn't try to make it anything big or fancy or anything. It kept it simple, super effective, gets the point across, and looks great too. Those swords, when they're sticking up, look awesome, and then they're very cool, innovative landing gears that come down when it's flipped the other way. So I'm really thrilled with that. You can also stick Takanuva onto the bike. This, unfortunately, is a little bit difficult, though. There's 2 axle pins on Takanuva's hands. These snap into 2 silver parts on the Ussanui bike. They're just a little bit too far apart. They kind of pull the arm joints out of their shoulder sockets on the body, and it's just a little tricky. It's not detrimental or anything. It's just a little bit more difficult than I would have imagined like a Lego set would have approved to get him slotted on the bike. And then when he is sitting on the bike, it's a really cool look, don't get me wrong. It just feels a little goofy, like his legs are kind of just like floating off into nowhere, and you know, it just looks like he's holding on for dear life, not that he's in control of the bike, if that makes sense. Which, of course, this bike lasts about a whole 15-20 seconds before he absolutely totals the vehicle in the Mask of Light. So I guess he was a bad driver after all. I only have 2 other complaints for this set, the first of which are those red pieces on the Ussanui bike. They stand out just a little too much for my liking. I know, it's meant for 9+. It's not supposed to be this big collector set or anything. However, picture this. What if those pieces were, say, gold? They would still do their job of standing out to make it very clear that those are the pieces used for the mechanism, but it would also stay within the boundary lines of the color scheme for the Takanuva and the Ussanui color schemes. So that, in my mind, just would have been even better. It would have been icing on the cake. It's still great. They just kind of take you out of that illusion a little bit that it's like, oh yeah, this is a kid's toy. Got to keep that in mind. I also wish that Takanuva had a little bit of a different design between his arms and his legs. Those are all the same 4 pieces, and it's kind of like the Gaalinuva look. She had the same thing where her legs and arms matched. I think just for Takanuva, it would have been nice to get like a nice different mold or some sort of different design. Maybe some elbows in there would have been really cool. But that's a small nitpick. It still looks really great. And like I said, he is a Toa Nuva, so it looks like Gaalinuva. It really meshes together well there and is a consistent look across all the Toa Nuva. But if we got like exclusive molds for those arms, oh man. Overall, this is just a tremendous set. It is hands down, without a doubt, in my mind, the #1 favorite Titan set from 2003. I love this model. We get the 7th Toa of Light, Takanuva, fantastic build, awesome pieces, great mask design, and then the Ussanui does not disappoint as the side vehicle. Really great design from start to finish on that. Nice, simple, effective mechanisms. I highly recommend this set. If you're looking to buy this set, you better be prepared to pay a big price for it. In used condition, it's like $60 generally is what it goes for, which isn't out of the ordinary what we've seen from the other 2003 Titans. Maybe a little bit higher, but it's right in that ballpark. However, if you want this set brand new, you better have one heck of a reason to buy it brand new, and you better have one heck of a budget, because brand new, it's going to cost you about $315, and that's probably just going to keep going up because this is such a great set and such an iconic character is included in it. I would expect that just to keep going up. I'm not going to lie, when I popped the seals open on that box, it hurt to watch $250 essentially just slip away. Not that I'm going to sell my Bionicles anytime soon in the foreseeable future, but it hurt knowing that that was $250. But hey, that's what we do here on All Out Brick. We're willing to make that sacrifice to pop open that brand new sealed set, suffer a $250 loss in value, because that's what you guys deserve, is the review quality of brand new sets. So, keep that in mind about Motunui Mondays. We spare no expense just as well as the set spared no expense. Truly though, I really recommend this set. In terms of a score, Takanuva in my mind is worthy of an 8-8. Humongous score for this set, an 8-8. It's really just unbelievable. I'm so happy with it, and I imagine like when I was like a little kid and I got this set for the first time, I was probably off the wall excited. 7th Toa, awesome bike, this big culmination of the last 3 years that I was into. It does not disappoint. The final Titan set of 2003 is so good. If you're thinking about it, just go and get it. Like I said, the price is going to keep going up. So this is one of those things that you want to hop on now. If you're wondering, hey, like what Bionicle should I start to get? Like, yeah, this is one that you want to get as soon as possible because it's super exclusive and you're starting to see the price go up on it. You don't want to fall behind and let that price go up while you sit around and wait. So make this one of your top priorities for Bionicle sets. Heck, maybe even Lego sets. If you kind of like Bionicle, make this a huge priority for just Lego sets in general. So 8-8, that's your review. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to be the first to see all of our future content. Also be sure to check us out on our website and on our Facebook and Instagram pages. Until next time, stay bricking.